Back to the basics with Big Dave, Alabama's voice for canning, homesteading, and self-reliant living.
The lights might go out, but we don't. This is your guide, your neighbor in the know, your host, Big Dave. Back to the basics.
And welcome into another beautiful Saturday in the state of Alabama. Woo, man, are we going? You can't hear me? Why can't you hear me? Mr. Wayne's not here. He's on assignment. So we are now going to be turn the speaker on down there so you can hear. See what it is down there. We got Mr. Ken in with me today. Mr. Wayne's on assignment. We're going to get started here in just a second. Can you hear me now? Hello, Mr. Ken.
Hello, sir.
It's Captain Ken. I apologize.
No, it's just Ken, and you didn't want me to hear you talk. That's okay.
Hey, that's all right. I just, you got to get stuff when you have new people in. You have to figure out what's going on. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. It was one of those every stoplight got me, red light.
Oh, I hate them mornings. But we got a great show for you today. I got a few clips of stuff that is coming up. Memorial Day weekend, next weekend is Memorial Day, so getting prepared for that. We have a few things that we need to think about in order for Memorial Day. You need to think about things.
Okay.
We'll just go ahead and start off with clip number one. Let's see what they have to say.
So listen, if you're going to cook out on the 4th of July,
if you turn the button on, it works.
So listen, if you're going to cook out on the 4th of July and you like saving money, you might buy. So listen, if you're going to cook out on the 4th of July and you like saving money, you might buy that stuff now. Put it in the freezer. And that's because of this, which is happening right now, shipping fuel at an all-time record high. And the first thing inflation hits when shipping fuel spikes is food. Remember 2022? So now we have two pieces of that. We have fertilizer shortage, and the price of that's gone through the roof, and the shipping fuel spike. What's different between this spike and the one in 2022 is the one in 22 was simply following oil prices. This one is sort of happening on its own. Even though oil prices are high, they're not as near as high as they were then. This is from an actual severe shortage, which means it could actually get much worse than 2022. And food price increases could be much worse than 2022. You could absolutely see some empty shelves. 90% of the world's products are moved with shipping fuel. When it gets this high, the ships basically crawl and go as slow as they possibly can to save money. That's what causes the shortages and the empty shelves, is the long delays in shipping. So if you think food is expensive now, see what it looks like in 6 months.
That's from a guy that I follow on TikTok. It's called Mr. Global. He's real good about following the oil prices and all that stuff. He keeps up with it, with the Strait of Hormuz being closed. The food prices are, I've already seen it. We talked about it last week. Me and Mr. Wayne did, Ken. I went to Restaurant Depot, bought 40 pounds of chicken about three months ago. You remember when I bought that?
Yeah, I do.
In fact, it was the day I filled in on your show, Discover Alabama, that comes on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon today.
Thank you.
But I bought it, and it was $1.65, and it has jumped up in 3 months to $1.72 a pound.
Okay.
So, and
do you think that increased during just this period of time is due to that?
I think it's due to the price of gas going up. I mean, I'm paying $4 a gallon. Well, I got it the other day for $3.88, but you're paying anything between $3.88 to $4 to $4.20 a gallon, and it really reflects because your transportation, your gas prices in diesel have gone up. They're They're over $5.
Yeah, diesel has gone really up.
They really have to,
slow down to save the money. If you drive at 70, you can only go so far. If you drive in that same car at 55, you can go a little further.
Well, but people like Cisco's not driving that. They're doing a route every day.
Right.
And they can see from that route that they're doing every day to deliver to the restaurants and the different
so
places.
They see the actual cost increase, and they increase it on
so
their
they
end.
have to increase in it. And one of the crazy things I've seen this week, and let's see, it makes a big difference when you're driving the same route every day, just like I do. I drive the same route to and from work. I might slide by the grocery store to get some milk, because I don't have a cow in my backyard.
Yeah, we're not doing that just casual driving around anymore. There's a pattern. If you're still
madness.
Yeah, especially if you're still working.
Right, and even if you don't.
Well, if you don't and you're retired, you got that set income. You can't just get out and do that joy that you used to do.
No.
Go visit that cousin, that third cousin that lives 75 miles away. You have to really think about, well, I need to get some other relatives in that area let's just all meet up together one day in one place in the middle.
Well, and speaking of that, I'm doing that today on my mother-in-law's side of the family. We are going, I don't know if you remember a show that I did called The Greasy Spoon. There's a place up on the other side of Argo.
Okay.
That's
I
called
don't remember this show, but go ahead.
It's called The Greasy Spoon, and it's funny because the waitresses wear 6-shooters on their side. They have the Freedom Launchers and the Freedom Seeds on their sides, and they don't care. The cooks come out with them everybody in there is.
They don't get robbed.
No, they don't get robbed.
I had to throw one in, but that's not bad. Yeah.
We're all meeting in one place.
And y'all were going there.
We're going there this afternoon. So as soon as the show's over, I got to run home, get in another vehicle, and all of us head out to the Greasy Spoon at noon today. But I'm going to tell you, it makes a difference when you're thinking about, okay, I don't need to run to the grocery store. I need to make do with what I have in my pantry.
Right. You're having to stretch everything as far as you can these days.
I'll tell you, it's funny because Costco, not Costco's. Costco
COSTCO. Got it.
Is
red, white, and blue, right? Yeah.
Is noticing a trend. So let's listen to this and see what he has to say.
It's not in one of the stories that we have. Costco's coming up predicting recessions around the corner. The reason why they're predicting recessions around the corner is based on one buying habit that you and I have. You know what the buying habit is? Let me read it to you. Not just in the current recession or concern for recession. Historically, we've always seen some within fresh protein. We've always seen when there's a recession, whether it was 99, 2000, 09, 08, 010, we would see some sales penetration shift from beef to poultry and pork. We have seen some of that now. I think anecdotally, I heard a few months ago from our head of food and sundries buyer that we saw some switch even to some canned products like canned chicken and canned tuna and things like that. This is Costco CFO Richard Galanti saying the fact that we are not buying enough beef and we're going to chicken and pork. Tom, do you agree with what they're saying here on the fact that we may be in the beginning of a possible recession?
I think possibly. Costco would know because these things are shifting. I think there was a comment that was made by the McDonald's CEO last year when he wasn't inventing new burgers and having videos that criticized him for the way he bit a burger. He was talking about that people were leaving fast casual like Applebee's, Red Robin, and Chili's, which cost this much for lunch, coming back to McDonald's. There was things that are happening there that you see the trends. What's interesting here, we have to remember that beef was up 17.6%, that I found it, earlier this year. And with that increase, there was also, they were talking about the herds were small. So the supply of beef was low, driving the price up. Do we see, there it is, 17%, over 7, it was 17.6, 17. I love it when I remember the right number. There you have it. So people are shifting from that protein to chicken or even canned chicken.
That just blows my mind. People, it is starting to affect people. The money that you have in your wallet is not going as far as it used to. They are not going to Chili's and Applebee's and all. They're going back to your fast foods, your burger joints, because number one, most burger joints, you don't have to tip. Because when you're going to Applebee's, Chili's, stuff like that, you have what the price of the meal is, plus you have to tip, plus the price of that meal is a lot more. You know, you're not doing the casual lunches at Chili's and Applebee's and all that. You're going down here to Whataburger, Burger King, McDonald's, Hardee's, places like that where the price is a little bit cheaper. And I mean, that's one of the big things now, that people are watching Costco's, Sam's, places like that, and they're asking them about how are you seeing stuff?
Well, what going back to the fast food and people going back to it, and there's another factor in that, is that just a few months ago, all of your fast food places came back with this value meal combination deals, and they've taken where for $11 you're getting 4 items and a drink.
Yeah.
In other words, they're giving you variety. They're going after these restaurants and making it into more variety at a lower price. And your money goes further, and it's more enjoyable.
It goes further, but I'm starting to see where you remember how Taco Bell used to have these value meals. You could get a quesadilla for like $3.
Mm-hmm.
$8.06 now. Mm-hmm. It's gone up for a little quesadilla with a little bit of chicken on it. I mean, that you could make at home for $1 something. Mm-hmm. But and
now hold on, right there. You could make it for $1 or something. People don't want to do the work to save the money.
No,
right?
they don't. They don't. And we're going to talk about that when we come back from break here in a minute. But, the things that are going up, they may come down after this gas comes down.
Right.
But they're not going to come back down. The Taco Bells are not going to go from the $2.30-something up to $8 and come back down to $2.30. They might come down to $4. They're still going to make that money. All right, guys, make sure you go out to BigDaveBasics.com. Big Dave Basics, that's basics with an S.com. Go out there and check out my podcast, TikToks, YouTube, everything you want to know about me. Blog coming soon to BigDaveBasics.com. We'll be back right after this.
If you trust the government, I don't trust you. personal. I just know you don't do any research.
Back to the Basics with Big Dave.
Back to the Basics with Big Dave, Alabama's voice for canning, homesteading, and self-reliant living.
Hi! Hi! Good morning!
Welcome back into Back to the Basics with Big Dave. I got Captain Ken with me this morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm great, lovely, and wonderful. Too blessed to be depressed, too anointed to be disappointed.
And prayers out to your normal sidekick wherever he is this morning.
He's out on assignment.
That's what I said.
He's
Prayers
out on
to him.
assignment.
That's right. So who was the high? Who was the high? Can I ask that?
Some kid that I found.
Okay.
He just some kid.
Hey, I love the work.
We were talking about the different ways that these gas prices are really going to affect people. And one of the things that I don't know that we didn't touch on, you have Memorial Day coming up. You have 4th of July coming up. You know, one is 1 month, one's the next, month after that. So I liked what he said about if you're going to cook out for Memorial Day and 4th of July, buy it now. You're going to save money.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now, anything that you buy now is going to be cheaper now than it will be during the holidays anyway.
Well,
you got to remember, during the summer months and the holiday months, gas prices always go up.
Right.
Food prices always go up, and then you add all this on top of it.
Well,
and I'm just going by tradition.
One of the things that I was just fixing to say before you said that, you need to watch yourselves. Almost every daggum grocery store out there has sales right around the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Stock up on your mustard, your ketchup. They usually are on sale. Mayonnaise, your pork butts, your ribs. You can take that and you can can it. You can take it home and put it in a jar, pressure can it, and put it on the shelf, and it's there for whenever you want it. But that's not it. I mean, a lot of times they'll have, like I did a couple of weeks ago when we went to Sam's, and I bought baked beans. They were cheap. I went ahead and bought them there, which I do have a recipe from Patrick at Mountain Heart Homestead on TikTok. He's got a Better Than Bush recipe, and that's what I buy is Bush baked beans. And he and his wife.
Have you done it yet?
I haven't done it yet, but I have one. I have saved it, and I'm going to try it. But until I do, I went ahead and bought my baked beans, and they're sitting on the shelf ready to go. So future me is going to thank past me when it comes to having to get everything ready for Memorial Day and 4th of July, because most of the kids and, all my kids come to the house, my father-in-law, sister-in-law, everybody comes over to our house usually. And so I'm preparing now for Memorial Day and 4th of July. Watching them sales ads, it even where shopping is a pleasure that is expensive, right over here, they have good sales. A lot of times they have BOGOs.
I was about to say, I love my BOGO sales.
BOGOs.
Now, BOGO, you don't have to buy two for the price of one. You can buy just the one for the half price.
Correct.
And they don't tell you that.
They
don't tell
you that, but why not go ahead and buy both of them? And if you need one, put it on the shelf.
I agree.
Put it up on the shelf.
But
you know,
I love the fact they just don't promote. You can get one for half price.
well, no, but you know, I'm gonna tell
And they're
you,
trying to turn the inventory to get it off the shelf to bring in more too.
correct. You know, but the crazy thing is that you know, 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
You always told me 3's better than 2.
Well, it is because usually I will go in and if I need 1 and they have 1 and it's a BOGO, I buy 4. So I'm buying 2
And getting 2.
and getting 2. So, I mean, doing that kind of stuff, that's the way to do it. But I have noticed since I've been stocking up and when I go to Sam's and I buy my bulk stuff, when I go in a grocery store, and I've heard this forever, shop the outside all the way around. Because you start wasting money when you go to the middle.
I haven't thought about that.
You're buying your produce, you're going down your freezer aisle, you know, stuff like that. But when you go to the middle, that's where your chips are at. That's where all the stuff which, you know, everything is getting more expensive, so you need to read.
You noticed how the stores are all set up certain ways. You know, every store, and what you just said is true about the outer perimeter of any grocery store or any big store, box store.
Yeah.
They're set up that way. Now, I've learned if you go counterclockwise in your food stores, their discounted stuff and their bargain stuff is always on the left after the frozen goods. So start there. Go to the bargain table first. See, you never think about your BOGO store. When you go in and you go to the left instead, because they always have the lowest price and their.
I'm trying to think at the store that I go to down by my house.
Think where that table is and where that setup is. It's always the last place.
No.
Okay.
Because I've never even seen a discounted.
See, that's because you haven't gone up in that little nook that they have. There's a little nook.
I've been up and down every one of them aisles since I've been there, and I haven't seen one. But mostly now that I do a lot of canning and stuff, which I put up another 9 quarts of chicken this past week and 5 pints. Well, I did that 40 pounds. I froze some just so that, you know, I'd have it for being able to do lemon pepper baked chicken.
What percentage, when you buy bulk meat, how much of that is canned and how much of that goes in the freezer not canned? And think about chicken, beef, and pork, because I know that you have it in different.
Well,
and I've never heard you mention fish, by the way.
No, I don't. I haven't done fish, but this last weekend when I did the 40 pounds, but the time before, every bit of it went into jars.
Okay.
I canned every bit of it, and I was still, when I went and bought this 40 pounds, I still had 10 jars from the last batch left over.
Okay.
And I did these 9 quarts and 5 pints. I did freeze 2, 4, 6, 8 pairs of breasts, and then I gave my daughter a little bit too. Now,
when you give her, is it already done, or do you let her take and do it whatever way she wants?
I let her take it and do whatever way she wants to do it.
Daddy ain't doing it for daughter. I got you.
Well, I mean, I would if she asked me to, but she usually wants me to just give it to her and let her do it when she wants to. But I've also, when I went to Restaurant Depot, I bought a 15-pound beef roast.
Okay.
And I haven't canned it yet. I did cut it, put it in vacuum sealed it, and put it in the freezer till I get time to get to it. And that was $110. That
and
was 15 pounds. That was $7.44 a pound, which is more than minimum wage. We talked about it last week. beef has gotten to be more than minimum wage out there. All right, guys, we're fixing to go to break. Make sure you go out to BigDaveBasics.com, BigDaveBasics.com. Don't forget to check out all the other shows that we have. It's under Discover Alabama umbrella. We got Discover Alabama at 3. We have Behind the Badge at 1 o'clock.
Alabama's behind
behind the badge. All right, guys, go out to BigDaveBasics.com, and we'll be back right after this.
Just a reminder that you and I are adults, so go do your adult things today. Be mature.
Back to the basics with Big Dave.
Back to the basics with Big Dave, Alabama's voice for canning, homesteading, and self-reliant living.
Back to the basics with Big Dave. Contact the show. Email bigdave3xl@gmail.com.
All right, guys, we're back to the basics with Big Dave. Got Captain Ken with me in here today.
Jamming out.
Oh, yeah. I got some decent music.
I liked your intro part.
Oh,
that was good. No, you doing it on air with the camera, that was pretty cool. I noticed it. Got to play at the start when you can.
That's right. Got to play a little bit. One of the things that I was noticing this past week, and I don't know if a lot of people even heard this, but inflation's up. I don't know if they noticed that. I got a clip. This is the news girl on TikTok, and let's listen to what she has to say.
We just got a sneak peek into the future of what the U.S. economy is going to look like for us consumers. Remember yesterday when I said this? And I think we need to brace ourselves for more of this financial hardship because there's no end in sight to the war. Well, today we got more evidence that more financial hardship, unfortunately, is likely coming for us all. The Producer Price Index report was released by the U.S. government this morning. That is the inflation report for wholesale goods and services. And that report found in the month of April, wholesale prices jumped 6% compared to April of last year. That is the largest increase we have seen since December of 2022. Between March and April of this year, final demand was up 1.4%. Economists were not expecting that big of a jump. This report is showing the increases are coming for both goods, which increased 2%, and services, which increased 1.2%. Now, why should you care about what producers are paying for goods and services?
Why?
Because that's the peek into the future I'm talking about. Typically, those costs that producers pay get passed down to us consumers. It's certainly possible that producers will eat those increased costs, but history shows that's not normally what happens. Nope. These producers stick you and me with the costs, and then we start to see those increases show up in future consumer price index reports, which is the report I was talking about yesterday. That report showed in the month of April, inflation for consumers, you and me, jumped 3.8% year over year. So it's reasonable to think that in the next few months, we are going to see inflation numbers for us jump up again as a result of today's 6% producer number.
That's what I was talking about, you know, like Cisco and the ones going around to the grocery stores and all. They know what their price is, and when that fuel jumps up, their fuel price jumps up, they have to, they're not going to eat it. They are not going to eat it. They're going to pass it on to you, and they're going to pass it on to me. They're not, there is.
Well, they can't stay in business if they don't do it.
Right.
That's just smart business.
Right. But, you know, we have to look at, I told Mr. Wayne, I don't know if it was last weekend or the weekend before, right now, I give Trump a C.
You told me that last week.
Yeah.
You know, when we were talking, or this week, you told me. So it must have been last week because it was on your mind heavy, and you were saying, you know, I can't give him a B. I can't give him a D. He's just in the middle.
The way everything's going with the economy right now, he was doing great until he went in to do this war. I understand why we needed to do the war, but I also understand, like, and I give our governor of this state, Governor Ivy, I give her a D, because right now, what was it, 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they added a 10% gas tax on us. She should just wipe that out right now. Take it off the books until after the gas prices come down. She should just take it off. That would drop everything 10%, 10 cents on every gallon of fuel, which would help. But she don't care. You know why? Because she's a lame duck. She goes out this year. She don't care. She does not care about the people in the state of Alabama, and that really grinds my gears. I mean, but you're having to do stuff. I mean, I'm even making different. People are making choices. They're taking food off their table because they have to buy gas to get to work to be able to put the food on their table, but they're not buying the stuff that they used to buy. And all right. I got something for you. Let's listen to Joel Salatin. He is. I was telling you before the show, to me, he's the godfather of homesteading.
Okay, this is the day.
He is the godfather of homesteading.
He's the mafia king.
I mean, he's the one that came out and he really knows how to do homesteading. But he was on a show with Glenn Beck, and
I love Glenn Beck.
I pulled this little clip and listen to what he has to say.
Okay. I'm using every bit of political equity I have to get a 30-minute audience with Trump to pitch him a food emancipation proclamation. We need to take the shackles off of a farmer so that the farmer can sell to his neighbor.
Exactly.
Right now, if you came to my farm and said, you make a great chicken pot pie, I've got guests coming next week, could you make me 5? I'll buy them so I can sit my guests. I'm busy. Illegal. You got 2 Guernsey cows. Oh man, I'd love some raw milk. Could you sell? Nope, can't sell it to you. What's happened since 1906 is convenience food. Back then, people cooked in their kitchens. You didn't have TV dinners. You didn't have squeezable cheese. And you certainly didn't have Lunchables and Hot Pockets. So today, and this is again uncovered by RFK Jr., 75% of America's food is convenience food. Yep. We watch cooking shows, but we don't cook.
We watch cooking shows, but we don't cook.
Why do you think that is?
Because we have convenience food. People go home and they say, I'm going to cook. Mm-hmm. No, you're not cooking.
You're just
heating
doing
it
the
up.
final steps.
You're heating it up. That's all you're doing. Now, when I'm canning, I pull stuff like last week, I pulled a can of beef off the shelf
that you had made.
That I had. I mean, I know everything that is in it. It had my favorite seasonings already in it. I canned it with my seasonings in it. It's that Kingsford garlic and herb that I talked so highly about. I pulled it off, poured it into a skillet, grabbed a quart of potatoes, took them off, popped the top, poured them in it, heated it all up. I had dinner on the table in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Because I cooked it from scratch, because I know what went into it. I know everything in it. And people don't do stuff like that anymore. Yes, I reheated it, but I took the time to pressure can it, put the seasonings in it, and did everything. I know everything that's in it. Because
Grandma
I did
taught
it.
You well.
Grandma didn't teach me nothing. I watched her do some stuff, but I was too young to know. All right, guys, we're fixing to go to break. Make sure you go out to Big Dave Basics. That's Big Dave Basics with an S.com. BigDaveBasics.com. We'll be back right after this.
Would you try to survive the apocalypse?
Is that not what we're doing now?
Back to the basics with Big Dave. Contact the show. Email bigdave3xl@gmail.com.
Back to the basics with Big Dave, Alabama's voice for canning, homesteading, and self-reliant living.
Got the breeze blowing like mercy on tap. He turned my worries to worship, how about that? Used to feel stuck, now I'm free in the light. Like he flipped on a switch in the middle of night. Now I two-step through the trial, singing with a smile. Devil tried to harm me, but I'm walking like a child of the King. Yeah, my joy ain't store-bought, it's built from the word and the wars that he fought. A little grace, a little grit, a little fight and won't quit. I've been changed, I admit, now my soul just won't sit.
Got my feet on the rail and my heart in the sky.
God been so good, got me testifying high.
Got my Bible in my hand and my soul feeling trouble.
Grace in my cup, this a back porch revival. Like, hey,
Woo!
Take me to church.
I'm
in the
telling
morning.
you, brother.
Man, you got me in the right mood for the rest of the day.
If you want to hear more music like that, you can go find Jay Martyr on Spotify. That is my son-in-law, which wrote my theme song, wrote Back Porch Revival that you're hearing right there. He also wrote Discover Alabama's theme song and Alabama's Behind the Badge theme song,
which everybody loves.
I'm telling you, the dude is talented.
He's got it.
He has sent me a couple of other songs, so hopefully by next weekend, hopefully by next weekend, I'm gonna have all of Jason Martyr's songs. Every song I play, I want it to be his songs.
I don't have a problem if you want to throw it in mine.
I'm on
especially that one.
No,
I can't share.
No, not these. Not these. These are for me and me alone.
Okay.
And I apologize for that, but
family's family.
I'm being picky. I'm being picky on his music.
I know you'll give me the hand-me-downs.
Yes, I mean I don't mind.
That. Promise me the hand-me-downs.
Well,
the overflow. The overflow.
I'm telling you, he is very talented.
Let's get him out there.
Jason Martyr on Spotify. You can find him on YouTube also. Jason Martyr. I love him to death, but I'm telling you, very talented. That song right there was one of the first ones that I really
taking me to church.
I'm telling
that's all
you,
it is. That's the best way to describe it. It took you to
does.
church.
And every time I play it, I mean, I turn it up. I have to turn my headphones down when I come on. But I do. I turn it up.
I have to turn this speaker up over here whenever Alabama's Behind the Badge one comes on.
You know.
And by the time we start the show, everyone in the studio, because they haven't heard it at that time, when it's new, you could see the teary-eyedness in them because it took them. You know what I mean? It
relates. You know, and that's one of the things that I really like about him is he takes. And he gets it, and I'm going to tell you on yours, the Discover Alabama, it took us a while, and it was me and him both collaborating. he had some stuff in. I took some stuff out. We put some other stuff in, and we.
Well, I appreciate your family doing this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
it's a team, isn't it?
It's a team, and
people don't understand what we're up to, but it's just a whole lot of us.
A lot of
getting
people
together and having fun and making a difference.
Well,
right?
and a lot
making
of people,
a difference, right?
Yeah, but they also, a lot of people don't understand what people on the radio and podcasts and all this, what the behind the scenes are. They don't realize how much work we go into finding clips that we're playing for you, doing the research to be able
getting
gas, right, and being able to get the stuff that we feel is pertinent to what is going on in today's society. And
I love when I ask you, and I've learned not to. Over probably 2 months ago, I quit asking you, what's this week's show going to be about? And I even wait till Friday, and I'll say, you used to say, well, what's this week's show going to be about? And you'll say, I don't know. And I guess that's why, because you have to wait to get all the facts together that are pertinent for this week.
Well, let me tell you the crazy thing, and a lot of people they might laugh when I say this, but I will start off on one thing at the beginning of the week, and by the time the end of the week gets here,
something else is more important.
It's more important, and I think it's more relevant to everyday life that is right now. And sometimes once I've prayed on it, I totally changed the whole show, because I think God is leading me.
That's like what pastors, a pastor sometimes he'll put the time in on Saturday to put together the sermon, and then Sunday morning, he gets up and prays, and it's like, I got to sit down and do this again right now.
There's been a bunch of
walk up there on the stage and change it right then.
Well, there's been times that me and Mr. Wayne will talk about what we're going to do, because me and Mr. Wayne talk 2 or 3 times a week, and we'll be talking about. And I'll give you an example. This week was going to be about the Great Depression, what we could learn from the Great Depression. And as I started researching, I started seeing all this gas prices and people not cooking anymore, and I mean, even stuff. Well, I'll play you this one. I got this one, and I think it's something that people need to know about. It's from Patrick from Mountain Heart Homestead.
We see old canning jars and think treasure, but should we be worried about hantavirus? Honestly, that's not a crazy question. Old root cellars, basements, and sheds are exactly the kind of places where mice and rats move in once folks stop using them. But the real risk usually isn't jars themselves, it's the dust. Years of dried droppings, urine, nesting material, mold, and dirt all getting stirred up into the air while people are digging through the old storage spaces. That's where the hantavirus exposure concerns come from. So when we brought home this cellar haul from a lady that hadn't canned in years, we didn't just bring them in the house. First thing we did was unpack everything outside. That gave us a chance to sort through them, check them for chips and cracks, and give them a quick soak in bleach water. After that, we'll take them to the sink, scrub them with soap and water, and then pop them in the oven at 250 degrees for 30 minutes. Is that last part necessary? Probably not. But Hant ain't going to get us. Happy homesteading.
And it's little tidbits like that.
So it's the dust.
It's the
that
dust
gets into. I get it now, and the hair from it, and it just gets everywhere.
Well, and that's
what builds up.
But see, that's what you have to think about. People think that you can that you can't pick it up, but
I'm thinking crawl spaces, everything.
Everywhere, and and it's funny because even my jars, I have some that are sitting in the kitchen underneath a shelf. I pull them out before I use them. They go through the dishwasher and get sanitized again. Now, they've been in my house. I don't have rats. I don't have mice and stuff like that. It's a procedure.
Yeah.
So that right there, he's telling me.
You taught me something.
Exactly. a lot of people are taking this hantavirus and they're going a different way with it.
Yeah, they're thinking that people are eating something and it has the actual droppings
Right.
in the food, and that's how it's being perceived.
But it's dust. It's
the hair, the dust, the buildup
that is built up in
nasty
stuff.
creates disease.
Right. So, if you make sure that you're doing the steps that he was talking about, he uses the Clorox and all that. That's the best way to handle it, and I appreciated him, and I even went on there
The
and
extra
said,
step. He said
great,
the extra step.
and he puts them in the oven. It's an extra step. No, you probably don't need it, but
Well, you're doing the same thing basically with the dishwasher.
exactly, because I put it on the power wash,
Yeah.
which is the highest temperature it'll
It's
get.
the same thing.
And
Hey, you're
I love
saving
it.
money that way
Exactly.
and not breaking them
That's right.
and not having to get burned in the stove.
Well, guys, I appreciate you listening to the show today. Thank you, Mr. Ken,
Thank
for
you
coming
for
in
letting
for
me
me.
come in.
And
thank you, Wayne.
Mr. Wayne, hopefully he'll be back next week. He might still be out on assignment, but we'll see. Guys, go
I
out
got
and
your
back to the basics with Big Dave. Back to the basics. The S. Make sure you have the S.com. Back to the basics with BigDave.com. Thank you for listening. We'll see y'all next week.
Second Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Don't be scared, be prepared.